Okay. You like Death Cab? I've been listening to this stuff, man. I'm feeling nostalgic and whatnot. You know, I'm going on this big journey. I remember being like 13, 14, sitting in my friend Sean's basement and listening to this shit. I don't know. Plans came out in 2005. It says. So I was born in '92. So yeah, I'd have been like 13. You know, boom. I remember listening to Plans. You know, so 2006, 2007. You know, that was a short period of time. It was sweet. You know, and here I am. You know, I'm 26 now. So we're talking over 10 years, 12 years ago. You know, that's a third of my life. A third of my life ago. Those are the good days, man. 14 was all sorts of things happening at 14 years old, man. That's when shit really started to go bad. Let's not even sugarcoat that shit. But I was sitting here playing on Instagram and I was like thinking I was gonna write a post out and I was like, I need to just record something, you know? Maybe I'll just throw this on YouTube. I've just been throwing stuff on YouTube like it don't even matter, you know? And I think I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. I got a ton of writing I gotta edit and I'm starting to feel better about it now that, you know, I'm starting to worry running out of money and shit, you know, I don't have that much money, like, you know, and I'm going to this country that's expensive to get into, and then it's cheap to be there, and I can be there for 6 months, and then I gotta leave, and so I'm gonna buy another ticket. Do I want to come back to America and whatnot? And so then I'm sitting here, and it's always good to reflect, you know. Um, and I got my own issues, you know. Uh, you know, emotionally, I'm one of the reasons I'm going to India is to work my emotions out. You know, I've been smoking a lot of weed. I probably smoked weed every day for like, you know, 6 or 7 years in a row, except for 36 days when I went to jail. And there was a while when I was drinking just a ton. Just, I will get into it at a later date, but it's a whole piece of the story. It's a whole section. I can talk about drinking like I've been through some crazy old shit. Uh, crashed. I crashed 2 cars in one day once, in a 2-day period. Crashed one day, and then the next day I crashed a different car. Um, Not necessarily because I was drunk. The first one was because I was drunk. The second one wasn't my fault, but I happened to also be a little bit tipsy, maybe. Um, so, man, I'm like a no editor kind of guy. I like haven't been editing these videos. I'm just throwing them up. I'm trying to be organic and give you guys the most see-through. I consider it open source. You know, it's an open source life. I write an open source blog because I'm wondering if this camera's really pointing at me. I feel like it's too high up. Oh, I feel like it's way too high. I don't know. Probably ain't shit changing. But I want to be like transparent, you know. So I'm not even gonna edit any of it and what. So it's like one of the reasons I'm going there is because I've been living in California, just like imbibing fully, just like chiefing, and so now I want to go the opposite, and I'm gonna go over to India. And people keep telling me, they're like, "Bro, it's not like you're not gonna find weed in India." And it's like, all right, I know that shit, but you know, it is gonna be a total lifestyle change from what I've been doing. And so it's coming to a close, you know. And so I'm getting nostalgic. I'm thinking about my whole life here, and you know, I'm thinking about I was listening to Grapevine Fires, you know, the fires in California. My whole life, people kind of like associated with me with California, and I never knew why. Like, I went to Texas once, and I went to buy. This is when I was drinking like a shitload. Like, when I was in Texas, I was so drunk I don't remember most of it. Nah, I remember a little bit of it. And I went to buy some. I went to a store because in Dallas Fort Worth, I was over in Arlington, and I think Arlington's a dry county. And I went to go buy wine at a store, and I get up there, and I'm like, you know, hey, y'all don't have any liquor? He's like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, all right, woo woo. So I give him my IDs. He's like, ID. So I give it to him, and he looks at it. He looks at me, and he looks at it. He hands it back to me, and he says, so how's California? I'm like, bro, my ID clearly says Wisconsin on it. And this was like 2012 or 13. There's pictures on my Instagram of when I went to Texas, you know. Um, so, nice. Follow you in the dark. I'm going to skip it though. I'm going to go to Crooked Teeth. That's nice. Maybe it's too distracting. Where was I? Oh yeah, so people, and that was just one time. It was like that was, that was already like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So it's like more than that even, um, 5 or 6, and it's like, why did that dude associate me with California? I don't know, because I have long hair or whatever. So what? Anyway, and then I ended up there. I ended up through a series of circumstances. I had a girlfriend who had worked at hostels, and then eventually she convinced me that was the move, and then we went online, and we happened to find the Seattle Green Tortoise Hostel on workaway.info and go there. We could have gone to, we definitely like were in contact with other people who had work trade opportunities and stuff, but we ended up at the Green Tortoise in Seattle, and then through a series of events, I just made some phone calls, I guess, showed some gumption, and I ended up at the Green Tortoise in San Francisco, because it's like, how often am I going to get to go to San Francisco, like, and just live there? And now I pretty much consider it home. I feel I feel more at home in San Francisco than I have in Milwaukee since I've been here upon my return, you know? Alright, that was mean. But, that was old. That was old, too. Man, I don't know. So, and the whole state's burning down. So, they got rain, and I feel different about it than I ever would. It was before I felt one way about California, like people talk about it, but now it's like, I'm not a Californian, but pretty much, I mean, like, my whole, you know, I like a lot of San Francisco is where I'm at. That's where my heart is at. That's where my home feels at. That's where my head is at, And I'm traveling. I'm going traveling, and then I'm gonna come back, and it's gonna be I don't know what's gonna happen, but ideally, I'm thinking this is gonna, like, I'm trying to jumpstart the next stage of my life here. Like, I'm moving into the getting money stage. I want to get into, investing and probably real estate, and, I'm trying to write a book, so I'm trying to, like, and I'm just trying to stay busy. I like investing. It's something I enjoy doing, so that's why I'm doing it. It's not like that's where the money is. I just like making money. Whatever. I'm not going to deny myself the pleasure. I'm only here for a short time, so I'm just going to do what I like doing, and that's what I've discovered I like doing. I also like getting high and shit, but it's not super sustainable. So, you know, so this is time for reflection. I'm sitting here in my basement, and I'm thinking about all the times from what has made me, 14, kicking it with Sean and Mike, and getting older, and kicking it with Alex and my friend DL, and getting older, and leaving the state, and now I'm moving on to different kinds of relationships in my life. And then I was in California for a whole year and became a different person, and now I'm back in Wisconsin, and I'm leaving right away, and I'm going to come back an even more changed person. And so what is Chris Buckley going to make a career out of? I'm 26. I still have time, and I'm probably going to have to choose a career. I don't think I'm going to skate through life forever, working minimum wage for a couple months, saving, and then going to travel again. I'm not trying to live that life. I'm trying to diversify myself and my investments. I mean, and that'll take some hard work. I don't mind working, So I gotta. What is this career? What am I building? I don't know, but I've decided to start filming so you guys can watch me do it, because I see a lot of YouTubers, and there's a lot of people who are just doing it, both with more and less purpose than I. Am I here for the money? Yes. But am I here for the education? Absolutely. In fact, that's a more certain thing. Money is ephemeral, but education is permanent. However, I can imbibe in both. I can have both. This is a good song, too. And I don't know if you can even hear it. Probably not. I still got the Death Cab bumping. So I don't know. I don't know how long this video's getting. Oh, and I've been having problems with recording. I hope this is recording. I turn it around, it's not recording. It's like, ugh. It just kills my motivation. I'm sitting here by myself in my dad's basement. Like, I don't feel anyone can do this. Like, any kid in high school who is just feeling down about themselves, like, just start filming. And it's not gonna be, it's not easy. I have been practicing speaking. My public speaking skill is like, I mean, if this was Skyrim, I've been honing it. I mean, I worked at Mac where I'd announce names every day, and that's only most recently. That's really how I've gotten like, you know, because before I would just kind of talk maybe like this, and I would just kind of speed through things, and but now you really try and speak from the diaphragm, and I can really even get more stage presency with it. Maybe that's what'll happen over time. Right now, I'm just trying to relay information, kind of get caught up. I feel like I should have started recording these videos years ago. I mean, you guys would have seen a crazy amount of shit happen. Just a crazy amount of shit. I've been through a lot. Not that every other person doesn't, you know. But they usually find more success with it. I've spent much less time working and more time just fucking off. So, got to play catch up. And now you're still gonna watch this process happen. So when I feel like hitting record, I hit record, and here we are. This is one of those instances. I got 2 books here I'm not gonna finish. Shantaram, which I have not even started. Literally, like I have it open to the first page, and that's like the second or third time I've tried that. I haven't started. The Hindus, an alternative history. Kind of want to get down with that. My phone just died. Nope. I think it would be beneficial to know something about Hinduism, uh, you know, as a purposeful tool of navigation, as a central culture topic. Like, I don't know much about much, but Hinduism I've actually, like, I don't know anything about, but, I might be able to relate to it more in a sense, you know. And I'm definitely going to try and study some Buddhism as well. I don't know if you guys know this, but one of my goals is to sit under a tree, which I don't even like talking about because I might fail. Man, I'm not going to sit under a tree, write a book. I'm just going to end up fucking off for a couple months, right? That's the worry. It's not a big worry. It's not even like bad. Like, I'm young. There's time. Like, I can come back to San Francisco. It only took me a couple months to save this money. I come back to San Francisco, and in 6 months' time, I mean, I could save easily. I mean, 6 months, I think I could save like 10 grand. 6 to 8 for sure, and maybe 10 grand if you were really pushing it. You could save 10 grand in 6 months in San Francisco with paying rent and everything. And I know some people, so it would be like I'd pay less and I'd get in right away. So I've already built that 1 year up. I got that 1 year in there, uh, which helps me. It'll keep prices low when I come back, you know. But then I can take my 10 G's and leave again, but it's still probably when I'm 27 or 28, be back on the road. I meet travelers all the time. I meet a lot of travelers in their 30s. Believe me. If you're traveling in your 20s, you're doing all right. I meet a lot of travelers in their 30s, and they're still having a great time. But that's one thing. It's just like, all right, I can take it easy. I don't need to get too stressed because, 26, plenty time. I'm about 26 and a half on December 22nd. So we're getting there. All right, this video is probably getting hella long or whatever. I'm gonna zip it up. I'm gonna zip it out. That's it.